And then hello everyone, welcome to my third week of discussion board. Once again, my name is Melissa Hogan. I'm going to go ahead and talk about the city of Eastvale. So my city is really tiny. It's in the middle of Norco, and on the other side is Ontario, and down west will be Chino. It's really interesting because my address, sometimes when I put Eastvale on any documentation, it pops up Corona. So that's how small Eastvale is. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the general fund revenue that Eastvale gets per year. So the city of Eastvale has a total of $30.08 million for general fund with a population of 73,700. So our 2008-2009 budget, and this includes all funds, our general fund is 52% with a total revenue of $41,089,537. We also have a debt service funds, which is 11%, landscape and lighting district, who gets 3%, developing impact and fees funds get 4%, miscellaneous grants get 4%, measure funds get 3%, road maintenance and rehabilitation funds get 3%, gas tax funds get 4%, and the fire fund gets 13%. So I'm curious as to where all our money goes. So basically, law enforcement gets the highest amount, which is at 41% of our city's budget. Fire fund gets 19%. The city council gets 2%. Our district city attorney gets 1%. Our city clerk gets 2%. City manager gets 6%. Finance gets 3%. General government gets 5%. And the community development gets 17%. This is really interesting for me because law enforcement does get 41% of our city's funds. And being that I want to become a police officer, I also see that we don't have a police department here. So I had to investigate, and the city of Eastvale is in contract with the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. So we don't have a police station here, so we have to either address Riverside County or Jurupa Valley in case of an emergency. I see police officers around, but also when something happens and you want to report a crime or get crime information, you have to call the Riverside County, and then they direct you to different agencies. So it's kind of confusing, especially when it comes down to crime reporting. I do want to take a note that on the Eastvale page, for job postings, there actually isn't any job postings for the police department. So you will have to be redirected to the Riverside County Sheriff's Department as they mandate all law there, as well as hiring process. So if you want to get hired by Eastvale Police, you will have to basically apply for the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, and then you will lateral out to a smaller city. So it could be Jurupa Valley or Eastvale. So on Eastvale itself, there was no job openings. So let me go ahead and redirect you to the County of Riverside Sheriff Department and their requirements. So the Eastvale PD, I had to put it on here, but the basic salary for Riverside Sheriff Department will be $28.39, and it could range up to $37.09 per hour, with an annual salary of $4,920.48 to $6,428.45, with the annual revenue of $59,045.79 to $77,141 annually. So people can ask, can I get hired part-time? No, it's just a full-time job. And the requirements, just like any agency, is a basic knowledge of English and mathematics, and also can read and write at a high school level. The ability to comprehend and retain factual information pertaining to policies, rules, and regulations and laws. It also requires physical ability as well as basic peace officers training, and you have to pass the post academy, and that is a California state rule, so all agencies have to pass post in order to graduate academy. So on going to that, we're gonna go ahead the application process. So you fill out an application, then you do a written examination, and I believe that one is about 3 hours. So once you go ahead and pass the written examination, we're going to go ahead and you have to take a physical ability test. So for the city of Eastvale, well, the city of Riverside, the requirements are 25 push-ups, sit-ups in 1 minute, and also 20 push-ups in a minute, and you have to complete a mile and a half in 15 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's a lot different than some of the ones that I have taken actually for requirements. Then once you pass the VPAT test, you would also have to do the pre-background questionnaire, and it's an extensive background packet, which is like about 30 pages. And you have to basically be honest and actually show proof of any yes questions that are answered. Some questions do ask if have you ever or since the age of. So you have to be really careful in what you answer, and also there's with that includes an extensive background interview, and you're including the oral board interview. And once that is done and you get approved, you'll go ahead and do a polygraph examination. You do the psychological assignment, and then you get your medical examination, including the pre-employment drug and alcohol screening. And that is all mandated by the city of Riverside. So we're going to go ahead. This is the page that I was talking about too that got redirected for a deputy sheriff position. Although that Eastvale PD, it's a police department and not a sheriff's department anymore. We used to be a sheriff's department, but as of I believe last year, we started switching over to PD, but we still don't have a police station. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about the duties here. And the duties of a deputy sheriff will perform a wide variety of law enforcement functions: patrol assigned beat areas, investigate criminal acts and arrest criminal offenders, enforce state laws and local ordinance, and provide traffic enforcement, serve and administer civil and criminal documents, prepare police reports to ensure to the safe storage of held property and or evidence, testify in court, work on special enforcement details, transport prisoners, and build relationships among local communities. And what was really interesting to me was the difficulties of trying to find a job for the Eastvale Police Department, especially not having our own police station. So it's kind of tricky as to if you want to apply as an officer. So I want to take this back to actually to the glass ceiling rule and how it affects women in the working field. So obviously, being a resident of Eastvale, I see that a total of 4 women officers who are out here, and I haven't seen any new officers as of yet. Once again, referring back to the glass ceiling as to how we are outruled by men, and especially in the police department. Being a woman in the field, I'm trying to get into the field. I understand that there is no mercy for us. All the testing is the same. We have to do the exact same amount of push-ups, the exact same amount of sit-ups. Physical ability has to be there. There's no excuses in academy, and it's understandable. Especially, I understand that a lot of women, especially when we get older, we start having children, and it's hard for us to, especially to go into the police field because there is long hours there. Sometimes I have friends who are in a department who work over 18-hour shifts. I have some who do doubles and they're working 16-hour shifts twice a week. Obviously, you get recruited into working overtime, so it's not a choice. It has to be given, especially when there is a lot of crime, then you have to work double. And it was just very interesting to me that with 41% of our city revenue going to law enforcement, as that we still do not have a police department here in Eastvale. We have millions going into the police department, and I feel like we should work on getting a police department in the city of Eastvale, just to make things a lot easier, because technically there's, being a small city, we have to either, commute to Jurupa Valley or Riverside to file a police report. So I think that the city should be working on that for future reference. But thank you very much, folks. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to listen to my presentation this week, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.